What's going on, guys? I just got done at the DMV, which means I bought a new car, which means I sold the Vortec Max. So yeah, story time, boys. All right, guys, so this video is about all the cars I've had recently, or in my life so far. I've had 4 this year. I am 18. I turned 18 in May this year, so I've had 3 since I've turned 18, and it's December right now. So I just want to go over how I can afford all these cars and what I do to be able to not lose my ass on all the purchases that I made on these cars. So start out when I was 15. I bought a 1997 Chevy Silverado that was lifted. It was a whole package, everything I wanted, completely rust free. If you watch my other videos, you know that that truck was mint. And so I had that for 3 years. I bought it for $8,500 in Phoenix, Arizona, and had that for 3 years. Put about 25,000 miles on it. I sold it with about 136,000 miles on it, and I put about $5,000 or $6,000 in parts in it because the transmission went out. I had to get tires, everything. I had the transfer case rebuilt, all the axles, the front end rebuilt. So it was basically an entirely new truck when I sold it, except for just the engine, because I had changed all the parts around the engine, AC, alternator, everything besides the engine itself I changed out, all the gaskets. So I decided that I was going to cut my losses before I put a shit ton of miles on it. I put it up for sale in February of this year for $11,000. I sold it for $10,000, which is fine with me. I only lost a few $1,000s on it, and it was amazing. It was a great first car. Taught me everything. Not everything. Taught me a lot about cars, how they work, how to maintain them. And it was good because it was slow. I only got 1 speeding ticket in it. The only speeding ticket I ever got. And I've had my 3 other cars have been way faster than that. So I sold that for 10 grand. Took that money, went to Dallas, Texas, and bought a 2007 BMW 335i. So if you don't know, it's a twin turbo BMW coupe. It was red. I've got videos on that thing. That car was a lot of fun, but it was always broken. It was always broken. I put about 3,000 miles on it before I sold it 2 months later. Bought it for about $8,900, sold it for $9,400. So I lost about $600 on it after registration and everything. So if I didn't know what I was doing, if I didn't replace all the parts myself, I would have been in for $15,000, because getting those kind of cars fixed is a shit ton of money. And so I just taught myself how to do stuff. I had to replace a whole bunch of gaskets, coil packs, spark plugs, tires. I had to do a lot of work to that car, but it was worth it because I wanted the experience of having a fast, cool car in high school. The pickup for my first truck was just kind of a show-off truck. I mean, it didn't really see the mud a whole lot. It did, but I got to beat the shit out of it, but I didn't baby it, so it's kind of in the middle. Then I wanted a fast car, just because why the hell not? And so I kept that car for 3 months, traded it in. I got trading value about $9,400. Traded it in for a 2007 GMC Sierra Vortec Max, which was my last truck. And I paid about $3,500 difference between the two, so I was in about $12,900 when I bought it. And this is where I start making money back in my cars. So the first 2, I lost a considerable amount of money, but I'm not going to worry about it because it's just part of the fun. You got to accept the risk if you're going to be a car guy. And so yeah. And then I'm just getting tired here. All right. So after that, I bought a 2007 GMC Sierra. It had about 123,000 miles on it when I bought it. No, 119,000 miles on it when I bought it. And it had awful wheels on it. I've had those wheels for 5 months now, and I can't get into them. I have them on Craigslist for $100, 20x10 chrome wheels, but they're so ugly that nobody wants to buy them. So I might just end up throwing them in a fucking landfill somewhere. So after that, okay, so I bought that for $12,900. I used that all summer for work. I have a lawn company. lawn landscape, just anything that makes me money. I do that. So I use that all summer, put 7, 8, 9,000 miles on it, and it was amazing. Nothing ever broke on it. I replaced the door speakers, put new wheels on it. I got videos about those, and I put new wheels on it. New windshield. It came with dual exhaust. And the tires that came with it were great. I sold them with the tires that were on it, even though I put about 9,000 miles on them, and they are new when I bought it. So after that, I drove that for about 4 months, from June till mid-November. June till mid-November. So I had that 4 or 5 months, put about 7, 8, 9,000 miles on it. That truck was a lot of fun. It was fast. It got pretty decent. It got 13 miles a gallon, which is okay for being a almost 400 horsepower pickup. But I decided I was in a position where I could make some money on it. I could just sell it where it was. I could make about $1,000, $2,000 on it, and then just go buy something else. I like to keep stuff new. Like I want the experience of having new cars, because I want, like, you're only on this planet for one life, and I want to make the most of that. And what I love is cars, and so I just want to, like, take advantage of my time here and just drive as many cars as I can, have as much fun as I can, and still make some money. And so that's what I'm doing. So I had about 14,000 in that pickup with registration, wheels, everything I did, windshield, speakers, bed liner, tint. That's about it. Oh, and I fixed the rust on it. The thing had a bunch of rust around the rear, on the box, and I had that fixed. It was about $500. I've got a video on that too. If you go watch it, that'd be great. So I sold that in middle of November for, I want to say, 16,000. I had about 14,600 bucks in it, so I made a pretty decent amount of money. So then I had the 16 grand from that pickup, and I figured, since I sold that pickup, I had made the money back from the BMW and part of the money back from my red pickup, and I put that in the bank. And for my next pickup, I didn't want to spend more than $12,000, because I want to have I'm going to college soon, so I want to have a pretty decent cushion in my savings account, just in case transmission blows up. I need some money or whatever. Or if I always have liability insurance on my cars, because it's the cheapest, and I figured I'm not going to keep them long enough for it to matter whether I have comprehensive. So I have a pretty decent cushion in my savings account. And so I started searching for Chevys. I've always been a Chevy guy. I mean, besides the BMW, I had 2 GM pickups, but I mean, I wanted to try something different. So I was looking for Fords, and I wanted an EcoBoost, but I couldn't find an EcoBoost with a clean title with like under $14,000, and that's what I didn't want to spend anything more than that. So I started looking at Dodges. I've never really been a Dodge guy, but I didn't really see any reason not to have one. I've got family that loves them with 200,000 miles on their pickup. So I was looking at 09 through 14, I think 09 through 13. Dodge Ram 1500s. So I searched for a few weeks. I found this one in Kansas, and they were asking about $12,500, but it wasn't really, I didn't really want to spend that much, so I talked them down. It's about $11,000, so I talked them down about $1,500, which is pretty good. $11,000 is right where I want to be at this pickup. It's really nice. It's a 2012 Dodge Ram 1500 with the Hemi. It's a bighorn, so it's got the nice interior. It's got cloth seats, and I don't really mind that. It's got a rip. Let's see if you can see it right here. It's got a rip, but a new seat cushion, a new seat cover is $200, so I can just get that off eBay before I sell it. It needed tires, it needed a windshield, and it needed seats. And so I talked them down about $1,500. And so I got it for $11,000. Just got 134,000 miles on it. I've already put about 1,500 miles on it in the last month since I bought it. And I just got back from DMV today. The registration was $860. So this is by far the most expensive car I've had to register. You always have to take that into consideration when you're buying a car, because you got to budget. I usually budget about 20% for registration, just because it's just one of those things you can't forget about. And if you go to buy a car and you spend all your money on the car, you don't have any money for the registration or the insurance, you're fucked. So I'm in this pickup right now with new tires and the registration for about 12.5, no, not 12.5, about 12.1, 12.2. So this thing blue books for about 16,000, and I got it way under blue book. I got about 4 or 5,000 under blue book. So I'm gonna keep this thing for about 4 months, sell it in about March, once the winter's over, because these newer Dodges, they don't rust as long as you just keep them washed off. So that's why I wanted to drive this during the winter. I'm gonna do a review on this thing because I really, really like this pickup. It's probably, besides my first one, it's probably my most favorite car that I've owned, just because it's nice and it's a good deal, and it's really fast. Like, not really fast, but compared to the 6.0 and my Fortec Max and the twin turbo BMW that I had, it's pretty quick. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. I hope that's in-depth enough. This video is almost 12 minutes long now, so I'm gonna cut it off here because I hate videos longer than 13 minutes. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more.